Trolls Podcast. Today, I am your faithful host, Harry. Today, we have Dave.
We're back.
And Jordan.
As always.
Woo! So, we're back.
We're back.
First podcast 2016.
Yay, we're late.
It's only 20 days late. I got a tweet about it the other day. One of our fans was like, so when are we expecting more? Are you guys just done? You giving up? 15 episodes in, you're just calling it?
Hopes and dreams.
We hit our prime.
We hit our prime. You might as well, this is going to be the last Cave Trolls podcast of 2016.
Leave on a good
So
note.
don't look out for anything further than this.
No, please look out. We have so many cool things coming. We have so many cool projects I want to announce, but we're still a little premature on that.
Yeah.
So before we go into what we're doing this year and what we're excited about, what about last year? Like 2015 was an awesome year for so many awesome things. I'm going to say awesome, several times. Awesome.
I don't know what you're talking about. I hated 2015.
Well,
How about Star Wars, you son of a bitch? Star Wars.
wait, you mean that War in the Stars?
I think that's the one.
Oh, that one? That was amazing.
No, that's Star Trek.
Oh,
That's not.
yeah,
Oh, Star Wars. I got it.
So they fucking brought Star Wars back.
They brought Star Wars back.
Exactly when they said to. It wasn't delayed. It wasn't shitty.
It was right on time, and it was amazing.
It was amazing. We don't want to spoil. We have a spoiler cast you can check out if you want to hear our thoughts on The Force Awakens. But just in general, it was awesome. More than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
It retread some old ground, but overall, it was cool.
I just saw it again last week. So,
Did you?
yeah.
What did you think the second time through?
It was actually the third time through.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, he's streets ahead.
Yeah, we're streets behind. So what did you think about the third time through?
I mean, each time I saw it, it was even better.
Yeah.
I mean, you pick up on some things you might not have picked up
Right.
previously. You appreciate certain characters more.
Right. What about the score? I know that was one of our main knocks against it. It was a little subdued. It was still good. It was a really good score, but it was
subdued. It was very similar to like how they had it in the original trilogy, like those scores.
See,
a lot of people I know complained because it wasn't as original.
I understand the original thing. I thought it was still a really good score.
I did too.
My main problem was it was quiet.
Yeah.
Until the second time through, I didn't hear a lot of it. You know what I mean? I heard it, but I didn't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like for the movie, it fit pretty well.
I mean, it
this
did.
Next
It just
movie
was quiet.
that they're working on. I mean, for episode 8, from what I've heard, it seems like it's going to be a lot darker.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a lot more for.
I actually haven't heard anything about darker. What all of the movie makers are saying is weirder.
Yeah.
Several different people who are on production are talking about it being weirder, but we'll get to that. That's our 2016 stuff.
Yeah.
What else in 2015 did you guys love?
I mean, there was the announcement of Overwatch.
Oh, the announcements of a few cool games. Again, things that happened in 2015. Focus up here. Are you with me?
No, I'm not.
Let's just talk about the fact that, for me, Ant-Man overshadowed Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Totally did.
And
Totally
Age
did.
of Ultron was amazing.
Both huge movies in 2015, but Ant-Man stole the thunder. I loved it. Loved Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Hank Pym, Michael Douglas. Like that was it's kind of a left turn for me. Like I really wasn't expecting him to be good in it. Because I was a little upset that he was just so old, but like it really worked really well in that.
I just love the keychain.
Yeah. Oh, the keychain was such an awesome moment. Ultron, I did like. It had some really cool lines. They definitely gave Hawkeye's due, maybe too much of his due.
Yeah.
But it was still an awesome year for superhero stuff. I mean, with Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah.
In comics, we got a second Secret Wars that didn't finish up till last week. They relaunched Marvel. That was a really awesome moment for me. Just not that I've been on plenty of number ones, but this seemed like the one I was on from the start, like, there from the beginning, which was really neat. I was also old enough to buy a lot of comic books that year.
And then we spent too much money on comic books and had to stop.
Had to cut back. So that definitely was a big part. Superheroes definitely had their year.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were saying, they announced so many cool things last year.
Yeah.
We got the Civil War trailer.
Oh yeah. I watched so many times.
There were so many trailers that came out.
And if you want to hear exactly what we think of that trailer, you can check out the Civil War trailer. I will annotate it right here. Right here. This one. Right here. Maybe put it over Dave's head. We have a full reaction video to that. They dropped the Batman vs. Superman trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then another trailer.
Yep.
And then another trailer. So
There was a lot of
boys.
Deadpool, just like things that they filled in throughout different other things, like Star Wars the trailers before Star Wars. They
Right.
put Deadpool at the beginning.
They
of that.
announced another Star Trek movie. It was just a solid year. What was the favorite thing you guys read last year? Whether it be comic book books. Mine, I read Cormac McCarthy's The Road for the first time. Solid book. I had missed out, and it was recommended to me after I played The Last of Us, and I just never got around to reading it. Short book. Really, really amazing writing. Really good narrative. Harrowing. Poignant. Just, in other words, sad as fuck. But really, really solid book. I read so many comic books I can't even begin. My favorite probably would be Witches. That was an amazing book. Scott Snyder and Jacques. He does the Batman covers. Solid book. Scary as fuck. Amazing art. And really scary because it's all about a father trying to save his daughter. And I am going to have a daughter soon. And so it was really scary reading The Road, which is about a father and his kid. And then reading Witches.
So you don't want me to sell your daughter to the witches?
I don't want you to do that.
Okay.
They call it pledging, by the way.
All right.
And also I found out I was going to be a father, so that was my big moment.
Yeah.
So my whole world shifted.
My big moment was when you found out you were going to become a father.
That was Dave's too.
Yeah.
It changes all of our lives, Terry.
The other big moment is we started the Cave Trolls.
We did.
Yeah, which was really cool. I mean, I know we don't have a huge following or anything like that, but we do have lots of faithful. You know, we're over almost 100 on each video.
But 20 years from now, when we're all millionaires, this will be our start.
Exactly.
So for you
2015.
followers who are following us and have been following us, we will remember some of you.
No, probably not. I know for a fact I will change if I get rich. I will never talk to any of you again. I will build my compound out in the middle of the ocean.
I know we've had this conversation multiple times.
She'll never return.
No, it was really cool. You know, we talked about doing this, and we finally made it happen. You know, we bought cameras, we bought sound equipment.
None of us won the lottery, so
Not a single one of us.
I won $4.
Did you? The pool at work, we won all of our money back because we spent over like $100, but we got like 7 Powerballs.
Oh,
So
nice.
we actually did make like a little bit of money. It was like $20, but as you split that like 15, 20 ways, it doesn't. You don't get much.
So here, have a buck.
Yeah. In general, though, it was a solid nerd year. Anything really stand out to you guys other than Star Wars, Secret Wars?
I mean, We Stand on Guard, I thought was really good.
That was a really, really good book. Did you stay up on it?
I not all the way caught up, but I did get back into it again after I stopped buying comic books.
Right. Dave, I don't mean to like toss something out for you, but you started reading Invincible.
Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. It's just been on the back burner. There's been so much stuff going on.
It's 2016
That
now.
book is awesome. Read it. All of it.
All of it.
Get farther than I am in it. 'Cause
What
I'm a
issue-
slow reader. Do it.
What issue are you on?
It's the crossover with Wolfman.
Oh,
Or Man-Wolf.
Man-Wolf. No, it's Wolfman.
Okay.
Right. The Astonishing Wolfman. Or astounding Wolfman.
Yeah.
I am jealous of you that you get to like, experience it for the first time.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite books. It's on hiatus right now until April for the new issues. So I'm
Which
just
is
like,
fine with me. I'm
no,
caught
fuck
up.
you. It ended on such a cliffhanger, and I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but I've just been sitting in my own sadness. I tweeted at Greg Miller, and I was like, how can I love Robert Kirkman and hate him so much all at the same time? And it was such a proud moment because he actually liked it. And you guys know I look up to the Kind of Funny guys so much. And it was just so cool because he liked it, and he was like, had like a similar thought because he reminded me, I was like, I hadn't read it that month. And he tweeted out, I was like, oh my God, I need to read Invincible. So I went and bought it, read it like that moment, and then tweeted at him. It's just Robert Kirkman is so good, and he respects his audience and respects his own work. I feel the same way about Scott Snyder and a lot of those creator-owned books. People who will just go, no, I don't want 15 people working on this book. And I know you don't have a lot of choice. Like, say if you work at DC.
Brian K. Vaughan does the same thing.
Yeah, Brian K. Vaughan is, fucking... We Stand on Guard. God, there's too many books to even jump into.
I'm trying to think of the last one before that.
Which one?
Before We Stand on Guard, I'm trying to think of what it was.
He's done like 4 books. Which one were you reading last? Was it Space? Was it?
No, it wasn't Space. That's what I'm saying. Is I can't
It's
remember
okay.
what it is.
No,
but-
you're all right. He's got a couple of good ones. Another standout for me was Fairyland.
Okay, I haven't
Oh,
read
yeah,
that.
that was really
You ever-
sweet.
That was really good. I can't think of the artist right now.
Standout for me was the fact that with all these tie-ins with Secret Wars, Runaways came back.
Oh yeah, you're a big fan of Runaways.
Yeah,
What'd you
I-
think of that alternate reality?
It was cool. wasn't what I wanted, but I appreciated it.
And it's like we always say about bad pizza. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's still better
Still-
than most other
still
foods.
pizza.
Exactly. So you still got more
You
runaways.
still
which
got
is
yeah.
cheese and pepperoni. Well, in Dave's case, pizza sauce and pepperoni.
It wasn't necessarily a tie-in to Secret Wars, but took place at the same time. It was Hank, Agent of Hydra.
That was really good.
That was probably my favorite
That
favorite
was
comic. It was a
one shot.
one shot, but it was so good.
It was hilarious.
It was so good.
MODOK.
Oh god.
Oh my
MODOK was
God.
so solid in that. I'm trying to think of my favorite tie-in to Secret Wars. Probably Renew Your Vows.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I really
Didn't
loved Renew. It didn't
end
end,
as
it didn't
well
end
as it-
most positive. No,
Yeah, but
it's still good.
I really liked Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk was
really
solid.
Cool. Maestro wasn't
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Or what was it
It
called?
was-
Maestro or
It was
no? It was Future Zen.
yes.
Redux kind of thing. Yeah, Future Zen I really liked. Shout out to Star-Lord. He starred in like 2 different books and they were both good.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers 2099 was really good.
Yeah, I did like how they brought back like Captain America and that.
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job. They brought back Spider-Gwen, which was really cool. I really love Spider-Gwen. My wife reads that every month. So
Spider Island was really interesting too.
was it?
Yeah.
I didn't read Spider Island. There was so many books that tied into it.
Nice thing is we all kind of read some different things too, so we all kind of got the whole thing just as a group.
Right. My all-time favorite book though from last year, other than Witches, because that just hit me hit me at home. From DC, the new DCU actually was Black Canary. Such a good. It was essentially Scott Pilgrim, but with Black Canary.
Mm-hmm.
She joins a band, which is really cool because she has those sonic powers, and it was just such a new adventure for the character. And I love Black Canary so much. I don't really like her on the CW shows, but she was portrayed so well in this new comic book because essentially it's Battle of the Bands, but they actually battle. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. The artwork is amazing on it. That's pretty much it for comic books. I mean, we've read so much; we could go on for days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about a little bit about our movies, TV. I loved Flash season 2 so far.
Oh, Agents of Shield.
Agents of
Oh,
Shield.
It was so
God.
good.
That came back strong.
Yeah.
Like we said, they dropped Jessica Jones. We liked that. That went a little too long for me, but it was still a solid 13 episodes of
yeah.
television. What else? Arrow, I thought kind of made up for last year's season.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean,
or
I liked
2013 season.
I liked the previous season, but
14, I mean.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
quite-
season 3 isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be, but it wasn't top-notch television.
for
It
how
really wasn't.
good season 2
2 was,
was.
exactly.
It just kind of came
2
back.
steps
It
forward,
just-
or 1 step forward, 2 steps
steps
back,
back.
definitely. Yeah, it did not carry that momentum over. But
then
season
they-
4,
it was so much more. I mean, it was dark, but it was lighthearted at the same time.
what, season 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So far, it's only halfway done.
Right.
Like, it's come back. It comes back this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back,
Oh, yeah.
back to Jessica Jones, like with that, the 13 episodes long. I felt like the journey was better than the destination. With
Oh,
that one.
definitely. Well, that's the thing is, it seemed like it meandered a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they would take you on episodes that were just about other characters, which is neat. It kind of gave those characters, fleshed them out a little bit. But I didn't care about them. And also, I don't want to spoil anything, but they retread a lot of ground Daredevil did with a few characters, like almost paralleled exactly, which was really annoying for me. I don't want to say which characters because I don't want to spoil it, but they definitely parried it a little too hard on a couple episodes. But overall, it was a completely different tone.
Oh, yeah.
It was a noir, woman empowerment kind of thing. It was so cool, and also I did appreciate how they portrayed some of her vices, you know what I mean? Like with her drinking, no one was like, "Oh, it's fine," it's Jessica.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, "Look, you drink too much. Like this is a problem." No one was enabling her necessarily, which is hard because she's a superhero. How do you have an intervention with somebody who can break you in half?
Right.
But I did like how they portray it. They didn't make it seem like it was okay, and I really like when they do that because I've met so many people with problems like that, and it's not okay when shows are just like, oh no, he's the main character. He can drink as much as he wants.
yeah.
See, that gets
my-
frustrating.
My 2 favorite parts of that were Kristen Ritter's portrayal of Jessica Jones was
Yeah.
just incredible. I can't think of the actor who plays Luke Cage, but
Oh, I can't. He played Locke for Halo. I can't think of his name either, but he was amazing.
oh yeah,
He
he looks the part. He
sounds
he
like him.
sounds like-
Every time
yeah.
he says anything, I'm like, oh my god. Every time he says like "Sweet Christmas,"
yeah.
oh my god, because it's just like the comics. It was so cool. And the one thing that frustrated me about him is when you first see him in the first episode when she's taking pictures, he's wearing his classic like orangish tan shirt, and he never wears it again.
Yeah.
But like I was like, that's his costume. Like and then he never wore it again. But that was in that moment, it was cool.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't try to go cheeky. They didn't give him a fucking afro.
No.
You know, like in the 70s, they didn't try to put him in like one of those fluffy shirts. They didn't do anything cute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
They had a couple of nods. Not enough Daredevil crossover for my taste because I love Daredevil so much.
Yeah, me too.
But it did help Jessica Jones stand on its own.
I mean, throughout most of those episodes, I was like, all right, when's Daredevil going to come in?
Yeah, I really did keep expecting a Daredevil like cameo.
Exactly. Again, like a little bit of spoilers there. You know, we don't want to go too hard. If you want to see what we think completely on Jessica Jones, we have our own spoiler cast up, and I will annotate that as well. So that's pretty much what we have for 2015.
I've got one more thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
got back into like a rut of playing Pokemon for a little while.
Oh my god, yeah, and like I'm back in that right now.
Yeah.
But it started with Digimon. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were doing research for our other show, Right in the Fields, and so we were really into the small creatures capturing kind of mode. And then Dave bought the new Pokemon, and we already had it. And we were like, well, it's time to get back to Pokemon, I guess.
Yep.
And we're still in that hole. I've still been playing
Oh, I know.
Pokemon every day. What did you think of Mega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire?
I mean, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't my favorite.
No, it's definitely it's Ruby again.
Yeah.
And Ruby is probably not many people's favorite. It's some people's first Pokemon game for sure, but it's definitely not a lot of people's favorite.
Like I remember as a kid liking it a lot more than I do now.
You know, at a risk of sounding too much like IGN, too much water for me.
Yeah.
It'd be different if they changed how water works on that. Because that's what I'm saying. It's like they've updated it, you know. But it's still just like you surf, you run into the same 5 Pokemon, and then you dive, you run into the same 5 Pokemon.
Yep.
So that was a little bit frustrating. But I did like how much they updated it with all the Pokemon you can't get because those games aren't available anymore.
Right.
You're able to catch so much of the Pokédex, so many different legendaries that aren't available.
It's
Lugia,
insane. I still haven't gotten all the ones I can get.
Yeah, the legendary dogs, and the way they did it, how you have to catch certain ones and have certain parties to trigger events.
Yep.
It added metagame is the wrong word for it, but it added a second level to running around capturing it because that's what a lot of people think. Like Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny, like he actually has a really good line. He calls it "Baby's First RPG." And Moriarty has a lot of good insights, but that's one of my favorites from him because that's Pokemon. Like that was, I mean, Final Fantasy was my first RPG, but that is a good way to put it. But it has a level of deepness that a lot of people forget about with the battling system and the collectathon it has. Persona is a good level up from that if you want to get into a little bit heavier. If you want another console experience other than Persona, Ni no Kuni is another good way to go.
I remember watching you play that.
Yeah, Ni no Kuni is a solid game on the PS3, and the sequel's coming now, made by Studio Ghibli and Level 5. I don't know if Studio Ghibli's involved with the sequel, but the first one is heart-wrenching,
Yeah.
and the animation's so good.
I'm always a fan of their stuff.
Yeah, and the familiars are definitely interesting, but definitely we fell back down the Pokemon hole. Anything else that you guys want from 2015?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, so going into what we've been doing, we just touched on Pokemon. We've been playing a fuck ton of Pokemon.
Yep.
I actually bought Omega Ruby, and I'll probably buy Alpha Sapphire for my wife so she can play it because she beat Y recently. So I'm definitely going to continue down that hole. I've been rewatching Power Rangers for research for Right in the Fields. And as you can see, we got into collecting more action figures.
Only a few.
Only a few. And the collection's ever growing. We got Wargreymon, Link.
We have 2 War Greymons actually.
Yeah, and two Red Rangers, one with armor. We went hard. So I've been doing a lot of Power Rangers research, rewatching the shows, some of the newer stuff. It's cheeky silliness. It's for kids. You can't. I mean, an argument can be made because it's like bad good TV.
Yeah.
Or good bad TV rather.
It's just like nostalgia for
Exactly.
us.
And that's, I mean, there's 23 seasons. Like, if there's anything to binge, it's that or Doctor Who. You know, like those are your 2 options.
Or The Simpsons.
Fuck. It's not. It doesn't stream digitally.
Yeah.
That was one thing that this year too, as I got back into Simpsons and trying to find it, other than Netflix DVD, is fucking impossible.
Yep.
I guess they made a deal. It's going to be streaming somewhere. I don't remember where. But that's definitely happening. Oh, one more thing, quick aside for 2015 again, is they started streaming Seinfeld on Hulu.
Yeah, we watched all of it.
Which was awesome. Because I had seen all of
need
it,
to
but it was cool
rewatch
to rewatch it. Yeah, you definitely should. But yeah, so I've been doing Power Rangers, and with Power Rangers came the new comic book. They only have 0 issue right now, but it was really, really good. The art's amazing.
Yeah, I saw a couple stills of it, and I was really interested.
Yeah, the art is really neat, and it's a nostalgia trip. And it kind of does its own story, which is really neat. We've also been on a Hamilton kick.
Yeah.
So I recommended you guys to play because I really like the music, and you guys fucking ran with it. Every time I come home, everyone's listening to it. Dave, you started reading the book,
Yeah, I only got through the prologue because I decided I needed to read the road first.
which is a good choice. Jordan, what have you been reading so far this year?
So far this year, I haven't really been reading anything. I just rebought Hyrule Historia just because I couldn't find my copy of it. But I've been looking through that and reading through it again, just refreshing my memory of the, essentially the order of events before it might change again.
Right, and Dave, speaking of Zelda, you've been playing Ocarina of Time for the first time.
Yeah,
Well, technically the second time. I remember recommending it to you
it's
on
about
the
the
64.
third time
Is it?
actually. Yeah,
Because I gave it to you on the 64, and you're like, no, fuck this.
I got stuck in Jabu Jabu like twice.
You couldn't do the Z targeting, and you're like, no, it's the worst thing ever.
No, I was spoiled on good gaming conventions.
So what do you think now that you're playing it on the DS?
It is so much fun. It is one of the few games where I'm actually sitting there on the couch and just like audibly making noise, like, "Oh my god, no, no,
No, what do you do?
no,
What?
shit."
No.
I pointed that out last week because I was like, you must really like it. You're like, yeah, I hate it right now, but I'm loving it.
I like walk into a room, like, who the hell put this here?
This is the first time I've ever heard you be audible with a game other
Yeah.
than you cursing me because I scored on you and
Yeah, you
something.
piece of shit.
Or
I'm
sniped
sitting
you or
there on
something.
the couch playing Pokemon, and I hear Dave like grunting over on the other side. It's like, you're playing Zelda, aren't you?
Yeah, my favorite thing was when you were in Jabu Jabu's palace or trying to do the Zora stuff, and like you're throwing her, and you're like, oh, nope, bitch, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, I can't. The little Zora chick won't do what I want her to do.
Just throw it at the enemies.
I was like, Dave Stein,
It'll
bitch. She's
kill
like,
him.
well, right now she's pissing me off. I really thought you were just going to toss your DS across the room.
I know she's supposed to be my future wife, but I'm not having this
You're
shit.
pledged to her,
One of
man.
them.
One
One
of
of
them.
the
Yeah,
few
it happens a
wives.
lot. So giving it a second shot, and with the DS's updated conventions, fan?
Yes,
Awesome.
I-
Awesome.
like, how many years has it been?
I don't know.
But this
12?
game is
yeah, over 12.
this game is still beautiful. I know you like they did update the graphics, but I mean it's on a DS. Not a whole lot you can do with it,
Right?
but it's friggin' beautiful. Like I walk in the Zora domain, and I'm like, wow, this is a friggin' magical place.
Yeah. That's the thing is like those worlds. I mean, I have a nostalgia feeling, as does Jordan, for going back to that. But it also is it's a pretty game,
Yeah,
even
it-
with the polygons.
It has a very mystical feeling to it.
right. I mean, we've talked about it. It doesn't hold up like the polygonalness doesn't hold up quite as well as like something like Wind Waker, say, with the
Yeah.
art style.
Right,
But
but-
it still looks really good for that art style.
Oh, yeah.
It's like going back. Mario 64 still looks good.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's,
A little like rough around the edges, but still.
Exactly, it's that polygonal art, but it still holds up pretty well. And also, there's those mechanics. I mean, I know you didn't like the Z targeting, but as a whole, Zelda plays well. And also, you got to remember that like that was the first 3D game that they made for Zelda. you
Oh,
know?
I know. I'm aware. It's
I
just
mean that broke so much ground, and like before that, they were just doing 3D games with like Mario. You know, like that was in production. You know, around the same time. So it was neat. They were breaking a lot of ground for third-person adventure games, action games. You know, without that, we wouldn't have things like God of War. We wouldn't even have things probably like Uncharted. You know,
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just that was a precursor to a lot of that stuff.
So yeah, up next, Majora's Mask. You will be getting even more frustrated.
I don't know if I want to play that one.
Oh, you gotta play Majora's
You gotta
Mask.
play Majora's Mask.
It's so much better, in my opinion. I fucking love Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time has a good story and an adventure, but Majora's Mask seems...
It's a good twist.
It is. It really is. I guess it's not...
events.
One cannot exist without the other, I feel. Like Majora's Mask, rather. Like, it builds upon Ocarina of Time almost literally, since the same engine.
Right.
A lot of the same assets, but it just... If you enjoy Ocarina of Time... play Majora's Mask because it like Jordan said, it twists that formula so perfectly. And it's the first game that ever felt any urgency to me. Like, you were on a time limit the entire game. And not in like a way where it's like annoying. There's ways to reset the time. But it was just the first time I felt any urgency. Like most of the time it's like, oh, Fallout 4 is a perfect example. So you come out of cryogenics and you're supposed to save your son, right?
Yeah.
I haven't done 2 shits revolving my son. I am 40 hours into that game.
Mm-hmm.
Majora's Mask, you show up, they're like, the moon's gonna kill us all! And you know what happens if you don't save everybody within 3 days? The moon kills everyone! Spoilers, I guess, for a game that's older than probably anybody listening to this. Like, the moon kills everybody if you don't do it. So the sense of urgency is enough to play it. Plus, if you've seen the game theory from Matt Pat on Majora's Mask, you should play it. Play it.
Play it.
Play the fucking game.
And then Link Between Worlds is next.
In your hiatus from Doctor Who, play Majora's Mask.
I think for now I'm on permanent hiatus.
I think the show might be. They haven't said anything about it coming back.
Which I would be fine with.
What have you been playing this year?
I mean, I replayed Ocarina of Time. I'm playing through Majora's Mask right now.
Awesome.
And
How's that one on the DS?
it's amazing. Like, it's a lot easier to play, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, including me, had a problem playing it as a kid.
Well, when you were younger, you didn't understand, number one, the time limit, and number two, it's so dark and it doesn't hold your hand with anything. Ocarina of Time didn't either, but it definitely had some characters that were like, you need to go do this. Majora's Mask doesn't do that.
Yeah, with Ocarina of Time, I stopped playing when I first met the first Re-Dead. I was like, I'm not playing this anymore.
That is creepy. I always had a hard time. That first spider boss was where I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do here.
Yeah.
But with Majora's Mask, it definitely hit me hard. But I didn't like how they changed the moon. They changed the moon a little bit.
Yeah.
It's less menacing. I get it because I mean it's kind of a kid's game, and that moon was scary looking. It's still scary looking, just less so.
It looks a little more silly than scary compared to what it was.
Yeah, definitely.
previously.
So that holds up definitely. You playing anything else other than Zelda?
I mean, away from Nintendo, I guess. I've been playing Ark and GTA.
Yeah. So GTA 5, right?
Yeah.
Did you play it when it first came out, or is this your first experience with it?
I played it because Adam had it.
Okay.
I played it when he got it.
Did you play through the story, or?
A little bit. I didn't get super far.
I recommend, I know you're playing GTA online with everybody, but I recommend the story.
Yeah, I've gotten a good portion of the way through so far.
Okay, yeah, like I really like the story. I think that's probably one of its best assets. It's kind of not talked down, but it's just a little underrated. That was solid for me. The mechanics of switching between the characters, the heists that are in the story. I haven't played the heists online, but I definitely like the ones that are in the story mode. With Ark, I've been playing Ark as well.
We're not as good.
No, we're not as good as a lot of people. We might do a stream. I was thinking about maybe doing a stream.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Check us out on Twitch for the Cave Trolls. I'm thinking about doing that just because get some help probably, but it was I didn't have the new Pokemon game yet, and I really wanted that character or creature capturing kind of thing, and you tame dinosaurs in that game, which is really neat.
It's really cool.
And it hits that survival mode if you like that, like Minecraft kind of thing.
Oh, yeah,
you build your hut. But it's hard. It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
Like to plant one item is hard, and it's the only game that I know of that you utilize your poop so well. Lots of games this year, came out with Metal Gear Solid 5, in 2015, you can make your horse poop whenever you wanted to, but it's not the same.
Defecation on demand.
Right, exactly. I guess the honorable mention from 2015 is we didn't talk about it a little while ago is Metal Gear Solid 5. I put a lot of hours into that. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Completely different. I think it nailed a gameplay loop. Most of all, like you just want to keep playing and getting stuff. My game of the year of last year, though, probably Witcher.
Okay.
Or Rocket League. I've played so much Rocket League.
Yeah, I can see you going Rocket League.
I've been thinking about getting Rocket League for the PC because I know Jonathon has it. So.
Yeah, you totally should. It plays well on PC as well. It's also cheap on Steam. I'm at home on the PlayStation because I got it for free and with PlayStation Plus, and I've been playing that. But it's a solid game. Bringing back esports to such a wide audience, which is really cool. Another honorable mention probably to Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not the most adult shooter, but fun.
Yeah.
Fun. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of mechanics. It's simple, and it's easy. It is easy. Like you can kind of tear shit up in that if you're good at shooters, which is neat.
Yeah.
You get to go in there and you get to be a stormtrooper. You get to be a rebel.
Brings you back to previous Battlefront. So.
Exactly.
It definitely had a more arcadey feel, which I think was needed in all these like realistic games.
You're right. Same thing like I like Titanfall for that aspect. It just kind of fell off the map. Same thing with Evolve. Evolve was pretty cool when it first came out. Just people stopped playing it.
I didn't get that big into Titanfall. I didn't like it very much from the beginning, but
I fucking love Titanfall. The movement is captured so well to me.
That's
running
the
on the
one
walls
part that I thought was cool. But other than that,
well. No,
I didn't like the.
You didn't like the mechs?
The mechs.
I liked them. I felt like they were too weak. They blew up too easily.
Yeah.
But I liked they weren't overpowered, so
Right.
like they weren't huge. That didn't come out last year, I guess necessarily, but it's still fun. I still played a lot of it last year. What I've been playing other than Ark, GTA, I also played through Zelda a little bit. A little bit of everything. Like I was saying, I've been playing Battlefront a little bit more, trying to return to Rocket League, but also returning to some old RPGs. Like I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, I'm playing Suikoden 2 for the first time, which is weird. It's a good game. Vincent Genito from IGN talks about it being kind of like Dragon Age meets Final Fantasy.
Huh.
And that's a good way to put it because it's similar to Inquisition. Like you're building up a fortress, you're building up an army, you're like the leader. It's a solid game. I can definitely see why people recommend it so often.
Yeah.
Talking a little bit away from that, tabletop wise, we've been jumping back into D&D.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
There's been a lot of talk of that this week.
a lot of talk about that. So what have you guys thought about returning to the role playing genre?
I'm excited.
I'm definitely pumped about it.
Yeah. I'm excited to be playing again. I'm not DMing.
Yeah. I mean, last year we did that little one-off session that we played, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool to get back into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I will always enjoy DMing, but I haven't played D&D in probably 5 years.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've been on the same side of the board
I'm
as you.
excited to
Yeah,
play
it's
with
weird.
Terry.
Yeah,
Never
we've
played
never
with
done
you.
it. Yeah, it's gonna be weird, like you not looking at me like I'm trying to kill your character.
He might push your character into a pile
No,
of
you're
poop,
probably still going to try to kill my character, but
Well, I'm
get
going to be
annoyed
playing a
with my
rogue,
character.
so things happen.
though. If you don't know, now
the
you
last
know.
rogue, I got backstabbed a lot, so
That was just bad rolling, bad
Yeah.
decision making as a whole. I'm a little bit better than that, but one thing that's going to be exciting is we'll announce it right now is we're going to be broadcasting this. So some of the sessions are going to be on Twitch. All of the sessions are going to be broke out on YouTube. We haven't got quite a name for our campaign yet, but it will be under the Troll Playing Game banner because we like puns. So look out for that, Cave Trolls production. That's going to be coming soon. We're going to start recording next week, next Saturday actually, and it'll probably be up the following week. It'll be a pretty quick turnaround on those.
as
So-
long as we're still productive,
Exactly.
Yeah.
If Jordan doesn't die again.
like I did this morning.
So we've been playing that. We also returned to some of our casual is probably the wrong word for it, but our normal tabletop games
Yeah.
like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
We enjoyed the expansion. I know you two didn't get to play the expansion with
Nope, not yet.
with our group, but it was solid. It was the Feast of Crows expansion.
Okay.
If we get another group, I thought about picking up the Dance of Dragons expansion as well. It was always neat to return to those games. We'll probably play a few new ones, and we might actually record that for the podcast this year.
Yeah, we played a little bit of DC deck building.
Yep,
was
we
fun.
did that. Yeah, that was solid. So what are you guys excited for this year?
There's a lot.
You mean for the year of 2016?
2016. What are you excited for?
Something that seemed to be watching over. Overwatch. Yeah, that's it.
The Overwatch beta is starting up again soon. God damn it! If you're listening, anybody from Activision, Blizzard, Overwatch, gods, Oprah Winfrey, Tom Cruise, somebody get us in this goddamn beta.
We'll put our information in the description so you can plug us in.
We've been trying so hard to get into this beta. I watched all of the gameplay.
Me too.
And it's so solid. Richard's not here with us today, but he's also really excited about that. I remember talking to him about that.
Him too.
Yeah.
Him, our friend Jonathan, who we mentioned a few times on the podcast, he's actually going to be DMing the Troll Playing Game, so check that out when that finally comes out. But he wants to play Overwatch with us.
Yep.
So everybody in the Cave Trolls community is excited for Overwatch. Do you know who you're going to play?
Everyone.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I just forgot.
Hanzo.
Hanzo, yeah. I was just about to say that.
So we'll be fighting over that for sure.
Yeah.
I want to try Winston, Torbjorn.
Torbjorn looks awesome. Reaper.
Reaper.
Is there a
Yeah.
Reaper?
I think it's
Reaper
Reaper.
with the dual shotguns.
Mhm.
And then there's a single shot person. I don't remember their name with the pistol. It's
Yeah,
like a
I
quick
know
shot.
who you're talking about.
Those are some of mine. And then the sniper. What's her name?
Black Widow?
Black Widow. Yeah. So those are my favorites. Those are I want to play all the cool people essentially, but
Or is it Black Widow or like Widowmaker, something like that?
something like that. It's
Something
probably
like
not
that.
Black Widow. Yeah.
I just know she dresses in black, and there's a spider.
She
pun.
has a grappling look. A grappling look.
grappling look.
Grappling hook.
Which seems to work really well.
And a
from the
fucking
gameplay.
sniper rifle. Exactly. Like, it looks like a terrible combination in balance.
It looks OP in balance, but at the same time, like if you have the right setup, it seems to.
Her
be
sniper shot
countered.
looks like it's got a charge similar to Team Fortress. So,
Yeah.
so that'll probably balance things out a little bit. But like you said, like your grappling hook looks like it works really well. So,
Yeah.
same with everybody who can fly, whether it be jetpacks or otherwise, like those look like they handle those mechanics really well. Hanzo's like parkour
Yeah.
looks like it works really well.
The support character too. I can't remember his name, but he seems to do really
Which
well
one?
too. The
Is the one that can build the like the bombs or
No, the one that
the heels
yeah.
with the cannon?
yeah.
I don't.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, they move really well. So guess just kind of going off Overwatch, hero shooters are making a huge comeback. Well,
Not
not comeback. Emergence?
Yeah, like
Emergence Day.
Insurgents.
Yeah. No, not insurgents. That's not a. Dave, stop trying to say big words. 12 flips now. I'm excited for just the hero shooter thing. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited to see how it's coming. Like Gigantic, I just got a thing in the mail. I might make it into that beta at least.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I'll get to play one hero shooter this spring maybe.
And there's Battleborn.
Yep, Battleborn coming from the guys over at Gearbox. I'm not as excited for that.
Yeah, not really. I did love the trailer and the music and everything.
Yes, the trailer and the music looks good, and I know Gearbox knows how to make a good game because we're huge Borderlands
Yeah,
fans.
I got less interested when I found out what that song was about.
Yeah, that song has
Ugh.
some negative connotations, but as a whole, like the game though,
Yeah.
the game I don't know if I'm as excited for just because Overwatch looks so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
Overwatch is
definitely
overshadowing.
Yeah.
All right,
We're on the ball today.
we are. We're rolling hard.
We're gonna get a lot of stuff done today.
That's probably not gonna happen. After this, I'm going back to sleep.
yeah.
It's definitely overshadowing those two games because Gigantic I was super pumped for, and then Overwatch was announced, and then I heard about
Which is
Battleborn.
Great
and-
play by Overwatch.
Yeah, just Overwatch just looks so good, and it definitely looks like it's going to have the community number one, and it knows what it's about. So Battleborn is mostly about the versus gameplay as well,
Yep.
but it does have a story. They're playing up the story really heavily, and I feel like people are going to be disappointed because while Gearbox does do great campaigns, I don't think that's what it's going to be about. I think it's going to be more about this, this MOBA-esque gameplay, and I don't think they're selling it well. It's so
see
generic
into
looking
it
right now.
when it comes out. We'll
Definitely,
see.
definitely. It seems a little too generic for everyone to get excited about right now.
Yeah.
Even the name seems a little
Yeah.
generic. I mean, so does Overwatch, but they sold me on it with that trailer, and it like gave story. Like each character seems like it has more character. I guess
It's definitely a name that you'll remember, though.
it's the
so-
same reason why I'm excited for Gigantic over Battleborn. It seems like it has more heart to it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Battleborn might be the breakout hit. It might be what we play the most. Who's to say? We don't really know yet. But Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Well, we've got Twilight Princess HD that's going to be coming out this year.
Oh, yeah.
and in December, what's they don't have a name yet. The new Zelda
new
game.
installment.
That's still announced for this year at some point. Coming out if it doesn't get delayed.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure. I mean, they have a long time.
They
have a
do.
long time to make it. I think the NX will come out before that comes out,
Yeah,
or same time.
we'll see what they do.
I
with
think
it,
it'll
but-
be similar to Twilight Princess,
Yeah, how
Yeah.
that was released. It was
Do
on
the double?
GameCube, and then they put it on Wii.
because like
I mean, it makes sense.
supposedly they're manufacturing the NX right now.
Huh.
We still don't know what it is. They're actually they had a really good joke on the Gamescast over on Kind of Funny. I know they're getting a lot of drops this week just because I've been catching up on all of their content. But they were talking about how like they might not even know what it is. Like, and I feel like that's a good example. They're just like tossing it out there. Who knows?
Why not?
Maybe.
It could be the next big thing.
Like guys, we gotta start manufacturing the NX. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. Just start making it, and we'll go from there.
It's hard for me because
It's got industry leading chips, as they keep saying. Whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
because I know I'm going to play Twilight Princess HD when it comes out. I don't have
You don't have a Wii U.
yet.
How are you gonna play it?
I'm probably gonna buy one at that point.
If you buy
But-
one, I'll buy Mario Kart 8 for you
Okay.
because I want to play that.
Which it'll probably happen.
We need
But
to get more controllers so we can play 8-player Smash.
We'll do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've got
Oh, yeah.
Dave and I both have it for the DS.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's 2 controllers. Do you have to have the game to use it as a controller?
I don't.
I'm not sure
I don't-
on that one.
I don't know for sure.
I've
Because-
never done it per se, but
Because like I have a DS, so does Emily. Like that can be done,
yeah.
I haven't looked into it, but
I mean, I don't. We have to buy the toggle too for the GameCube controllers. See, that's Nintendo. Get your shit together. Like, why the fuck do I have to do that?
yeah.
I
Because
like
it
that
ma-
you're
it makes
letting
them
me.
more money.
No,
I
it's
mean,
true. But the thing is, they're not making money off that GameCube toggle.
That's,
That's,
oh,
they're not making almost anything because they're only charging $20 for it. third-party sellers are making money because they're selling it for more, but Nintendo isn't. So it's like they were doing it so we can still use our GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
And they don't even have the full license. Like, they're not making that much money off the controllers that are being resold.
That's true.
So it's like they're doing it to help us, but it's like, why didn't you just build it into the console? Give me 4 slots. You know what? And while we're on that note, PlayStation 4, get your shit together. Why the fuck are there only 2 slots? Xbox One, you get your shit together. Why are all the USB slots in the back of the fucking console? What the fuck is this? I get that we're all wireless this age, but what happens when I need to charge my fucking controllers?
And with computers, why are all the USB 3.0s in the back?
Mine are on the top.
Why?
I've got 3 on the top.
I have 2 in the front, but they don't work very well. That might be my shoddy wiring. I don't
Mine
know.
didn't work, and then I had to readjust them. But
I don't know
they
why
work.
we all just turned into Andy Rooney there for a little while.
My eyebrows are raccoons. You know what grinds my gears?
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
For everyone young listening, Andy Rooney, 60 Minutes. What was his section called?
I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was just Andy Rooney.
No, he had a section, right?
I have no idea.
Dude, who the fuck knows? I was 12. I don't know. 60 Minutes long? Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Uh,
That's a strange sidebar. For the last 20 minutes of the show, he's talked about 60 minutes. I don't even know. Who is Andy Rooney?
I don't TV.
You don't
anymore.
TV?
I don't TV.
Hey, on the bright side, it only took us 20 minutes to talk about 60 minutes.
Jokes. Speaking of TV, with everything coming back from break, we have Agent of Carter coming
Agent
back.
Carter, yeah.
Or Agent of
Agent
Carter.
Agent of
I
Carter.
was thinking of Agent Shield. Agents of Shield. Agent Carter is coming back, which is awesome. We have
It's Agent Carter, or Carter, agent of SSR, right?
yeah, they still haven't formed Shield yet in that, but
No.
is it? Yeah, it's so. Yeah, that's coming. You're getting me confused. So that's coming back. Shield is coming back eventually. Like that's got to do that first. We have all the CW shows making their comeback. So that means Flash. That means Arrow. That means Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. I
am
almost said
so
Agents
excited.
of Tomorrow.
Agents of Tomorrow. I mean, they kind of are. That looks exciting. The newest trailer, a lot of people are talking about how it gives like the Guardians of the Galaxy feel because they're playing like 70s music and
Yeah.
fighting in that bar.
It looks a lot better than I initially thought it would.
It looks fun, is the thing.
Yeah.
Like those characters, since they're everybody in the show are all the serious characters, whether it be from Flash, which is they only have a few, or Arrow, where everyone's serious. These were all serious characters.
Well, aside from like, I just forgot his name now.
Oh, Brandon Routh's character,
yes,
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, you're right. He was not serious,
No.
but he had his moments. Actually,
Well, he's
so far in
he
season
is
4,
serious now.
he's been pretty dour. But I do understand he was always the
He's
levity,
the lighthearted.
and he seems like that's coming back in
Yeah.
this. So, but they all seem so. Like they're having so much fun in all these trailers, so I'm excited for that. And the jokes keep flying. Like they made that Boba Fett joke in the newest trailer. So I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited with the rumors of it being an anthology series. So like next year it being like Legends of the Supernatural and having like Constantine leading the team or something.
Which
I know
looks awesome.
that would be so cool. I'm excited for all these shows to come through and all of the cameos that are going to be popping up in this. They talked about Legion of Superheroes maybe making a pop up. Supergirl, which I'm not super into, showed the Martian Manhunter now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so that made me want to watch it. I still haven't seen it, but that they were talking about maybe still doing that crossover now. So CBS is more open to it now. So that might happen, like in an alternate reality sense, like through Flash, like how they're doing the 52. Which the multiverse, I mean, that could be kind of cool, you know. So it kind of they go to a world where Superman exists and where Supergirl exists and Martian Manhunter. So while we don't necessarily have like the Justice League world that exists, we'll kind of get it through this multiverse kind of situation. I mean, just
Which
think about
makes
that.
me kind of like Supergirl a little bit more, just because it could
It's exactly
tie in a little bit.
Exactly. It's an alternate universe where that kind of stuff happens, but you know, it'll let them have a proto Justice League essentially, which they kind of already have with Hawkgirl and stuff,
Yeah.
but seeing Supergirl on that team would make a difference.
Yeah, and I feel like as your daughter's gonna grow up, that's something you can watch. With
That's
her.
that was another big point for me for 2016 and 2015 is people were making a big stink about all of the Rey toys, like how it's not a big deal that she's not like featured in so much, but it so is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number one, she's the main character of that movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Far and away one of the best characters too, if not the best in that film. And so when you have like a show that's led by Black Canary and you have Supergirl and you have Rey in Star Wars, how can you not be excited for this stuff? Even though we're not big into Supergirl, and it's not because it's a girl show. That's not a thing. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, that's not what Supergirl is. It's just not necessarily for us. It's for a broader audience. It's on CBS. It's not quite our bag, you know what I mean? And I'm not even a huge Supergirl fan. I'm a huge Superman fan, so that's where it comes for Cora, but or Kara rather. But it's just like you were saying, it's so neat that like my little girl is gonna have these, I mean, not role models, but these heroes to look up to, you know? Like, she'll be able to have an action figure that she relates to.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's easy for us being white dudes growing up. Every action figure is for us. Every movie is us. I can watch Die Hard. I can watch Star Wars and be like, that's me.
But, like, our sisters growing up didn't necessarily have that.
I mean,
like,
they had some, but like you know, like what you I mean, you had
like
some
the
really
gender
cool ones.
roles were totally different. at that
Exactly,
time.
like you know, you had Ripley and stuff like that in Aliens, but
there's Buffy.
exactly,
Yeah.
there are some cool ones, but few and far between.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And having a female-led Star Wars, and even like Rogue One, like the main leader of that group is female, which is like how cool is that? And like you were saying, like Supergirl actually is getting better from what everyone tells me. Like it actually is like finding its
which
footing,
makes
you know?
sense. Shows need
Exactly,
that,
and also like it was trying to reach a broader audience at first, and now I feel like it's
it might bring
zeroing in.
that audience into
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
now,
found its niche. and
exactly.
it's
Now they can
going
introduce
right for it.
characters like they did Livewire and now Martian Manhunter, kind of bringing people in, like you were saying,
into
to
the
that comic book
world. Yeah,
Exactly, so they can kind of zero in on that, and then now maybe a crossover is more appropriate now.
it
you
can
know,
bring people into the CW.
into the
now,
CW,
too.
which can open up more avenues for that.
It's like a Pandora's box of what could happen for
Happen
the
in the
DC universe.
Speaking of the DC universe,
It's getting so much bigger.
oh
now.
god, I'm so excited for the movies. Batman versus Superman.
Oh, boys.
Batman.
Oh boy.
Oh boys, Superman.
Would not pick a fight with this
Superman.
guy.
When he did that, I about shit myself. Same thing with the, you know, when he tapped Lois on the head. I was like, the fuck? Like, this dude's crazy. And now there's rumors that he's gonna have the battle armor in this.
Oh, my God. That'd be awesome.
And they're introducing Doomsday. Like, we're getting a live action Doomsday. Like, I showed you guys that reaction from Greg Miller on the trailer. Like that.
Oh, my.
That is about where I was with that. I tried to tone it down a little bit because I was like, okay, I can't go that crazy, but
No, you can. No,
I
you
wouldn't
can't.
pull it off as well as him. If I took my shirt off right now, no one would believe it.
Well, if you did, we would have recorded it and we would have got hits. Hits all day.
I know. One thing I've never been good at is impressing people.
I'm impressed every day by you.
Aw, you're so sweet. Don't worry, I'll suck your dick later. After this is all said and done. And then we'll watch Supergirl. But we have Deadpool coming up. Not DC, but I'm excited for Deadpool. That's the next big movie that I'm going to go see, other than Revenant.
X is going to give it to
X
you.
gonna give it to you.
yeah.
I'm excited that because like he's mentioned a couple times like this is part of the X-Men universe, and this is gonna give a different take and kind of talk about what's going on now in this new timeline. We're gonna get some hints of that with this movie, which is really neat in that whole universe. Because while I like Marvel more for their universe stuff, I still like the X-Men movies. I think they still have some really good stuff, and they're a cool world.
And I think
It's contradictory, but it's cool.
They've done a really good job lately.
First Class, Days of Future Past, amazing superhero, amazing films. Like,
Yeah.
There's good films. And also good period piece films.
Yes.
Like, I love the 60s, 70s setting. I hope Apocalypse does what they did for the 60s, 70s for the 80s.
I just love the idea of superheroes dealing with the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That was so cool. And the same thing with the 80s, like Nightcrawler's wearing like a Michael Jackson coat. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like if you see, look at Jubilee's like bright yellow jacket,
Yeah.
like it fits so well. And plus, I mean, like I was a big fan of the '90s cartoon, so you kind of it's all of those heroes in it. You got Nightcrawler, you got Jubilee, you got Gambit. You know, the Gambit film coming out.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Channing Tatum, I'm excited for him. I don't know if he was quite Remy LeBeau for me until I saw Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And spoilers, I don't want to spoil anything about that movie. It's so good, go see it. But he uses
That
New
kid-
Orleans accent.
Oh, he was so believable.
It was
in
so
that
believable
role.
when he did that. So like, and he was creepy as fuck. But
Oh yeah.
but again, good in it.
It was
So
good.
it gave me a little bit more hope for that.
Channing Tatum's done a really good job,
Of,
in
like-
everything that he's been
That's
in.
the thing is when he first came out, he was just like this dude who could dance, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just one of those guys. And then he did fighting movies, he did action movies, he's done comedies. The dude can fucking act. He's got talent. And while I pick on him a lot about like being like that guy, you know, but like even Magic Mike was a solid film.
Yeah.
Like that dude can pick his roles. He clearly enjoys it. He's definitely nerdy, which also is awesome. He's also not out there to get chicks. Like he's a married dude.
Yep.
Like, how cool is that? He's very multi-talented, and I'm excited to see him join the superhero-ness and pick the character like he wants to pick. Like, he wasn't like just taking any role he give him. He like people had offered him other roles. He's like, no, I want to be Gambit. They're like, well, we're not really doing it. He's like, do Gambit, I'll do Gambit. Like, let's do Gambit.
So I don't know. Is this Gambit?
Is it Gambit? I don't think so.
No.
And like he's one of the main reasons this movie is getting made.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people are saying like he's been difficult. That's why actors and other like directors are leaving and stuff. All of that aside, like if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be being made. Like,
right.
Ryan Reynolds can be as difficult as he wants. He's the only reason Deadpool is getting made, essentially.
And he's also Ryan Reynolds.
He's not difficult. He's amazing, and he's hilarious, and he's in great fucking shape.
Just the video of him trick-or-treating with kids as Deadpool.
That's so cool.
The best thing ever.
And Deadpool's always kind of had a soft spot for kids, so it fits within the character, too, which is kind of cool. It's like almost like a meta moment, you know?
And like Ryan Reynolds, like is that person that would bring that character to life.
Totally.
I can't think of anybody else that could do it.
Hell no. In Dreamcasting, that's the guy.
Yeah, right. He was already our Deadpool in X-Men Origins. Right. They just screwed with that.
I mean, he did a great job with it too. Like
I don't know if he could do the action, but the other thing that somebody said was Dane Cook. And I was like, I could see it.
Like the comedy aspect.
Yeah, because and also he was in really good shape, but he has no action experience.
Okay. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
Dane Cook, Headpool.
God, that would be so cool. How do you think they're going to do the different voices in this? Do you know? They haven't really said anything about it, and they haven't hinted towards any of that in the trailers. I hope they do that, because that's such a mainstay of his books. I really hope they hit on that, just at least a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dane Cook as Headpool would be fucking awesome.
That would be the shit.
The other really cool like fan casting I've been seeing is John Hamm as Cable.
Now, John Hamm, what?
Mad Men.
Yeah.
Main guy, Don Draper.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, there's a bunch of really cool pictures. Like, I'll show you after this. He's got the grayed hair, and they did the eye thing. And he fucking pulls it off so well. And John Hamm, number one, can do comedy really well. He can do deadpan, and he can do fucking serious well. I haven't seen him in many action roles, really. But I feel like he could do it, you know?
Yeah, I could totally see that.
I'd be excited for that. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna do Cable unless Deadpool. If Deadpool does really well, you know the next one's gonna be Deadpool and Cable.
Oh yeah.
Where else do you go with that character other than the zombie universe?
Right. Well, I mean, just
Headpool.
I mean, with the rights and everything, yeah. Where else do you go?
Yeah, I was gonna say like he has like a Spider-Man movie. Like that's another thing I'm excited for this year is the Spider-Man Deadpool team up book.
Yep.
I haven't read it yet. I think it came out this week, but
there's just so much good like material between both of those.
Yeah, it's solid. I'm excited for the rest of the Power Rangers series. Mm-hmm. That's going to be solid. Batman vs Superman. I know we touched on it a little bit already, but that is one of the few superhero movies that is still up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, it could be amazing. It could be terrible. We don't know.
We're excited for Civil War.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. I almost forgot about that. How could I forget about that?
I don't know.
There's just so much.
There's so much going on. Like, do you think there was some kind of Suicide Squad?
Well, when you have giants like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman in one fucking movie.
Dude, Aquaman's in it and so is Flash. Yeah. And Cyborg. And Mira is supposed to maybe make an appearance too, or at least in Justice League.
She better bring her nose.
Bitch, where's your nose? I love that meme. So I'm excited for all of those like those movies. But like you were saying, Civil War, which you can check out our reaction video if you want to. Yes. Probably the one I'm most excited for at this moment. Like, I'm excited for Batman vs Superman. I'm excited for Deadpool.
For like a big like character.
And the other thing is I know it's going to be good.
And I feel like the trailer for Civil War had like the most emotional impact.
When Tony does the friend thing,
I thought I was too.
I about cried because that's like so. They're definitely not doing the political thing with this.
Yeah,
one. A little bit, but not the same. Yeah, not the same.
Yeah.
It's different. Exactly.
Not on the same level.
The Sokovia Accords rather than the Registration Act, but it's very similar. They just have less heroes. I can't do the Registration Act. It would mean nothing. There's like 12 of them.
It's just against like the whole vigilantism.
Exactly.
Like a police.
But with playing up the friend aspect of it, and him having to choose Bucky over Tony, is such a cool thing. And that was the mainstay of the Captain book too. Yeah. Like if you read the the Captain America book,
the white.
Captain America White, but I mean like during Civil War.
During Civil War.
If you read the Captain America book, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
Whereas when you had the Civil War, which is about everybody, but Captain America's story was really about him and his friend being at odds. And I hope they can play that up to the part where it's believable. And if that trailer is any indication, I'm gonna be weeping through half that film.
Just that line followed by the tag team
of them beating the shit out of
Winter Soldier and Cap, just destroying,
tossing the shield back and forth between punches. God. Oh, that was such a cool scene. And also Bucky tearing out the core out of Rhodey and Tony's suit. Like that was such a cool moment. I know there's not a lot of heroes, but we're gonna see some iconic stuff. Like they've showed some concept art of Scott being on the tip of Hawkeye's arrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
As he fires it.
I really hope that War Machine gets his due in this movie.
Yeah, because like they made that joke about how he's not really an Avenger
Yeah.
in Ultron, and now he joined the team. I do hope, like you said, like hope he gets a little more play because while he was huge in Iron Man 2 and 3,
Yeah.
seeing him interact with more people would be neat.
And I mean, like they hinted at him in Iron Man 1, but I was so disappointed when he's like, next time. I'm like, why? Just get in the suit. Just do it.
It would have been the same problem we have with a lot of movies, especially 2, is they introduce too much stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see all those heroes fight each other. I hope it lives up to our expectations.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I know it's going to be good, and if it's not, I will be upset.
Yeah.
Originally, Batman vs Superman, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't think it's going to be bad, but I don't want to get my hopes up because they haven't proven themselves yet.
Yeah.
I liked Man of Steel more than most people, but it's not a perfect film.
No.
You know, and not many of the Marvel movies either, but they've definitely proven their trust.
Right.
I believe they can do well with these characters. In DC, that movie just keeps growing and growing. I mean, every week we hear about new characters and cameos. That was the main problem with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Solid film in my opinion. It was a good film, but they tried to do way too much with it.
Yeah.
You know, I liked the stuff that was in it, and I thought the relationship stuff between him and Gwen was really good, and definitely, you know, spoilers for I guess Amazing Spider-Man 2 and like 60 years of Spider-Man comics. But when Gwen dies,
Yep.
like that was a good moment.
That was a
Yeah.
good moment.
That movie might not have been the best Spider-Man film or the best superhero film, but that moment I
cried.
bawled
yeah,
like the entire
I
way
cried.
through.
Like the whole movie for me, I'm like, are they gonna do it? Like, I'm not sure if they would do that in this movie. It doesn't seem
I mean,
right.
it's
and then
the second
it
thing about
happened.
it was like overshadowing that moment was the crappy random Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Like and they really shoehorned that in there.
Yeah, that was
He was
really
good
forced.
once he was in the outfit. I thought he was definitely
Oh, yeah.
impressive. But it was like, okay, so it's at the end randomly Green Goblin?
I really think they should have saved him for a third movie.
I think that's how it should have
yeah.
been. But, you know, that said, that scene was done so well.
Yeah. And,
And-
in the aftermath, we have Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe.
Exactly. You know, and exactly. Same thing with like Fantastic Four was shitty, but we might now have them in the Marvel Universe. So, you know, there's always an upside. We can always find it. Rogue One's going to be this year. Everyone excited for Rogue One?
Oh yeah.
There's rumors right now that Darth Vader's going to make an appearance.
Yep.
Ooh.
As possibly Hayden Christensen.
No, right
that's
now.
Rumor, but
Well, no, right now the thing that's rumored right now, the newest one is not. Is Hayden Christensen was rumored for the last one. The one that's rumored right
it's
now.
still
for,
rumored, but not.
No, the one that's going around right now is that it's the original Russian actor, or not Russian, British actor in the suit, and what's his face?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones
James
coming
Earl
back as the
Jones.
voice.
Mufasa.
So what would be really neat is if they did Hayden Christensen in the suit and Mufasa as the voice.
Like what they did for Episode 3.
Yes, I think that would be kind of neat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the dude who did the action for him, who kind of got the the shitty end of the.
The deal.
Yeah. Well, I
was
can't think of his name, but like, I mean, he did get the shitty end, but like, he's old now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just James Earl Jones, but like, he just has to do the voiceover, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm torn on this news because I'm excited to see Darth Vader in another movie, but the whole cool thing about Rogue One was going to be a story without Jedi's,
Yeah.
a story without Sith. It's just a story about, you know.
It
Some
would just
people
be
in
cool
space.
to see Darth Vader in a more action type role than just.
Well, I don't even know what it would be. They haven't
I
said what
know.
it would be.
I'm just saying, like,
The whole it's just it'd be like you said, like it'd be cool to see him doing more in that world, and also the way the timeline would be. Why wouldn't he be there to protect
Right.
the plans for
Yeah.
Death Star? Because I mean, someone's going to steal the plans, and like he was right there. He was like not head, but he was the heavy for that group at that time. Of course, he would show up. You know,
Right.
I'd be surprised if we don't get like a Palpatine like moment.
Yeah.
You know, him giving orders to like Tarkin or something. You know.
Yeah.
And also, are they going to recast Tarkin?
Order
They-
67.
Exactly. They've done some rumors for Tarkin stuff. So I'm excited for that film. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it will be, but I'm excited nonetheless. Anything else you guys are really excited for this year?
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Did I forget about Doctor Strange? Is that
You did.
2016?
I don't think we mentioned it.
Is that
Yeah.
Christmas?
That's November, I think.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. All
He's
even
excited.
the Cagel's excited. All of the pictures. Okay, so Benedict Cumberbatch was like, so this is the first time I'm in the makeup, is what he said. He was like, this is the first time I had the mustache, the makeup, the suit. I didn't know what they were doing with it, and it's exactly. He's like, I had just been reading all the comic books, and they gave me the comic book suit. Like, he didn't know there was going to be comic booky.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is awesome. So, and the thing is, like, in the pictures, he's doing the classic, like, hand signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said they didn't tell him to do that. He was just like, this is what he does, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, take the picture. So, like, he, like, instinctively did that. So it's like, that's part of the character because Benedict Cumberbatch is like,
Just because
I do this. I know the character.
he played that character.
So, like, I'm so pumped for that movie. So many people are like, oh, it's stunt casting. Benedict Cumberbatch is in too much stuff. He's in too much stuff because he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
You only get put in so much stuff because you're good.
Exactly. So,
I
Or
can
you're good at
see
fellatio.
that role
I can
very.
see, I mean, like, Jim Vavida from IGN actually pitched him Doctor Strange like 2 years ago
Yeah.
before anyone else. I remember like we were talking about that article and how he's doing it. He is like the dream casting for that. I could not think of a better person. Like the other person they were like not portraying but pursuing was Joaquin Phoenix, and I thought I was like that's a good role. But Benedict Cumberbatch is so much better. He's gonna bring so much levity to that role, I think too.
Yeah.
The weirdness of it, and he definitely can play the like uppity, like I'm better than you yuppie guy at the beginning of the film.
Oh, of course.
He can pull that.
He
Which was
pretty
Sherlock,
much
you know?
he pretty much already does that in fucking Star Trek.
Oh, God. See, a lot of people are mad about him being Khan too, and I get the whitewashing of it. But if they had to do it, Benedict Cumberbatch, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
I also thought he would have been an amazing Spock.
Yes.
I really like what's the name of that guy?
Xyler.
Yeah, Quentin something.
Something, yeah.
I can't think of his name, but yeah, Siler.
He does.
from
He
Heroes.
does a really good.
He
job.
does a really good job as Spock, but I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch would have been really good too.
Yeah.
He's good in everything. He's good in everything. Oh, the one thing is Black Panther this year? Oh no, they pushed that back, didn't they? Ah, damn it.
Yep.
I don't remember when they put it.
I think they pushed it to 2017 at some point, but or they moved it up, but originally. But Ta-Nehisi Coates is doing the Black Panther book, like the comic book, and he is such a cool writer. I'm glad, like people are like a lot of whiny white people. I'm sure are bitching, you know what I mean, that he's like doing the book, but it's not stunt casting. He's such an amazing writer. Like that book should be so cool. And the art. Have you guys seen the art for the new Black Panther?
No, I haven't.
Oh God, I feel like I should have brought on just like showed you pictures of it. It looks amazing. I'm so excited for that character. I hope they bring back more of the supernaturalness of T'Challa's character because they hinted a little bit at that in Secret Wars because he's like yeah, I've done mystical stuff before, and part of his powers is like being like able to talk to ghosts from like his lineage, kind of like Avatar almost.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like
I hope they
past
do
Kings and
exactly.
Wakanda.
I hope they do that in the movie. I don't know how, but it would tie in well with Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
And since they're talking about going to another world in Ant-Man, you know, I hope that ties in with Ant-Man 2. The other thing is Agent Carter's going to be tying in with Doctor Strange. They were talking about recently in an article. They're going to be doing dark matter and stuff like
I
that.
really need to start watching that.
Agent Carter?
Yeah,
Have you
haven't-
seen any of it?
No.
Ooh, season 1's really good.
It is really good.
8 episodes? Is that it? 8?
Something like that.
It's short. It's just
It's
like
short.
mid-season.
The first couple episodes, at least for me, it was difficult to pick up.
It was trying to be too funny, I felt, in the first couple episodes, and then it really settles into its own.
Yeah.
The first couple episodes kind of felt like when we first watched Mad Men. They're hammering in, okay, she's a woman, she's not treated right,
Yeah.
so hard. And I get they have to. It's like they need to get that point across. But after a little while, it felt like that's what the show was going to be about.
Right.
And it wasn't playing up enough of this is what she is actually good at. This is, you know, her secret life. She's an agent. The first couple episodes are a lot of just the other guys failing at doing things and how she could do it better.
Huh.
And then when they flipped it on its head, where like she actually does start doing things and kind of showing them up, the show gets so much better.
Gotcha.
Jarvis is really good in it.
Oh.
I can't think of the guy who plays young Howard Stark.
I can't think of his name either.
He's
But-
really good in it.
Yeah.
The chick from How I Met Your Mother and from Kick-Ass, the girlfriend in Kick-Ass, I can't think of her name. She plays Peggy Carter's roommate.
Oh.
She's also really good in it, and it's like a small role, but she's like really cool. She's not coming back for season 2, which sucks, but that show itself is just solid show. And there's several episodes of Dum Dum Dugan.
He's my favorite.
I was gonna say he's one of my standouts from the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him get more play because he was so cool in the first Captain America.
I just
movie.
love his bowler hat with the military symbol on it.
He has such cool style. Captain America White was definitely a standout for me last year.
It was Dugan's character in that was just hilarious.
They did that so well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is there anything else you guys are excited for?
Aside from not Captain America, just superheroes in general, you brought up to me Making a Murderer.
Yeah,
And
that's so good.
I started watching it. I think I'm 4 episodes in.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I really like it. It was slow going at first. The first 2 episodes were okay, and then
Right.
I stuck with it because I know like how much you said it was really good.
Right.
And I'm not a big true crime person.
You're not a big like
At all,
documentary
really.
guy either. Like that's a
I like some documentaries, but yeah, I really like the show so far. Like
I'm glad
The-
you like it. That's
the first
really cool.
2 episodes were okay for me, and then the next 2 really got me.
If you
interested.
like Making a Murderer, check out the first season of Serial
Okay.
because I think it's told a little bit better. It's told differently. It's a different kind of story, but it's more engaging because it's about an investigator learning the story with you. So it's it's better, I think. In my opinion, excuse me. It's a different, like I said, different medium, but it's definitely better, I think. And also it's easier to listen to because it's just a podcast.
Yeah.
So you can do other things. Whereas like you can do that with Making a Murderer, but sometimes they do those interstitials where it's got like the writing on it.
Yeah.
So you gotta be paying attention to it.
Right.
Which you pay attention to it because you're listening, but sometimes you're doing other things.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend Serial. Daredevil season 2. I don't want to say a lot about it. We're already going a little bit over, but I'm excited for Punisher.
Punisher.
Excited for Elektra.
John Barenthal.
John Barenthal.
Oh.
He's gonna be so good. He's gonna be so good. Preacher looks really good with the guy who plays Howard Stark.
Mm-hmm.
The Exorcist book from Robert Kirkman. I can't think of what it's called. Outsiders, Insiders, something like that. That's getting a TV show on Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
That looks solid. Which is the second volume
Um,
doing this year.
Final Fantasy 15 sometime this year, maybe.
They're announcing the date in March. So whatever that means.
The release date for the release date is in March.
If they do what they're saying with Final Fantasy 7 being episodic, we might see that this year at some point. Hopefully we see some more stuff on Kingdom Hearts first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see more of that.
That might get me more into Kingdom Hearts because I know how much you guys love it. I
We fucking
played
love it.
I enjoyed it, but I'm not. Quite
You're
into
not
it.
like super fanboying over it like
Yeah.
we are. If you want to play it, we own all of them. Literally. Like,
Well, Terry does. I own like a couple.
well, I mean, between the two of
Yeah.
us, though, we own several versions of some of them.
We'll see if there's time for that right now.
They are long games.
I know.
Yeah.
And they are more Final Fantasy than Disney. I'll tell you that. Like
Yeah.
they get convoluted as shit. So yeah, comic books, TVs, movies,
Mhm.
books. We got lots of stuff coming out this year.
We need to go see Revenant.
Oh,
That's
so pumped. Although I'm a little bit mad at Revenant right now. Like I want Leo to win an Oscar because I love him and he's amazing. Same thing with like Brad Pitt needs more recognition. But the Oscars and the fucking Golden Globes so whitewashed this year. I am a little bit mad at
Yeah.
Revenant because like it's winning a bunch of stuff. It's like there were better movies. What about fucking Creed?
yeah. I haven't seen that yet, but
Fucking amazing. We should watch it. I think we can we could go do that.
Yeah, we probably could.
You like Rocky.
Rocky. I
movies,
love
yeah.
Rocky.
Did you see the Balboa movie? It's just Rocky Balboa, the number 6. Yeah, it's Rocky
okay.
6. You didn't
It was
like it?
okay.
Really? That was one of my favorites.
It was okay.
Come on. After him fighting the Russian, fighting Mr. T, like this was he tried in this one. You know
He
what I mean?
did, but it was okay.
It was the first one since Rocky 1 that I felt like Stallone wrote. You know what I mean? Because he wrote number 1, and that's why that movie's so good and it's so realistic. And then Rocky 2, while not the best out of them, it had him being friends with Apollo Creed was really neat, and that change up, and then he fought Mr.
But
T.
yeah,
or whatever.
I'm definitely excited for Creed.
All right, we're gonna rewatch Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
You're gonna like it, goddammit. What's the name of his kid in that movie? I don't remember. The guy from Heroes, Peter Petrelli.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I just had it, but I lost it.
Milo Ventimiglia.
Yes,
A weird fucking name.
it is weird.
No, it's a cool name.
Were those words, or did I just stroke out?
I think you had a
No.
stroke. No, he's got a badass name. Not as cool as Peter Petrelli.
Peter
but Milo
Petrelli. I
Ventimiglia
love
is.
Peter Petrelli.
I love Milo Ventimiglia. I think he's a
yeah.
really good actor, and he
I
does
think so,
not play
too.
in much. He was actually in Gotham season 2 or 1. Might have been season 1.
Was he?
Yeah, he came later on. He was like a serial killer called like the Blade or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He teaches Barbara Gordon how to be a serial killer.
Okay, I followed that a while, and then I stopped following it.
It's easy to make fun of Gotham. So many people
I was
do
told
it.
that season 2 was a lot better, and then I watched part
What
of it.
got me
and-
back into it is that it's so fucking crazy. It's
It
like,
is.
It's so
There's-
bad. It's good. It's like what the fuck is happening? And I think they might kill off Batman and or Alfred. That might be coming. So it's like that show is doing whatever the fuck it wants, and it's fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not a good procedural. It's not a good Batman. It's not a good a lot of things, but it's so bad at so many of those things it comes together into a very interesting
It's
show.
definitely one I've wanted to check out, just haven't gotten around to.
It's definitely not what I thought it was going to be.
I think we just need to do shots and watch it.
Yeah.
I like
that
just binge
sounds
watch
classy.
it. We should do like a commentary on it or something.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's us. We're back for the year. Look out for our upcoming projects. Right in the Fields.
There's a lot of them.
Troll playing game, more cave trolls, random reaction videos. If you have stuff that you want us to cover, talk about, put it in the comments, send us an email. I'll list everything in the description. I'm at Resident Evil on Twitter. Dave's at
David Tulgetske.
boring as shit. We need to get you a new Twitter.
Yeah.
You're at
Extraordinary.
awesome, and we're the Cave Trolls, and we're out.